Hello everyone and welcome back to another Corepunk video. Today we're going to talk about the last class that I have not talked about yet. It is the champion, and it is basically the standard one that you would call a warrior in most games. But it has a little twist. It has a twist, let me come to that. So the champion, a noble warrior. Champion seeks out battles, lives for glory. They unleash their rage upon their foes like an unstoppable hurricane of power, breaking them with ease and knocking the absolute stuffing out of them. Champions bravely rush into a battle, launching a volley of arrows, striking at enemies with their mighty sword, or rarely ever denting their shield. Their proud spirit, valor, and nerves of steel never let champion down in a fight, but bringing them victory after victory. So basically, it is a standard warrior, but with a twist. And I like the twist. I really like it. The first spec we're going to talk about, because each of the classes in Corepunk has 3 specs, also called Masteries. Just like World of Warcraft, for example, if you play a Shaman in World of Warcraft, you have Restoration spec, you have Elemental spec, you have Enhancement spec. Yeah. So, the champion here, the first spec we're going to talk about is the Destroyer. It is basically the standard two-handed warrior. You know, the two-handed warrior with the big two-handed sword. Destroyer is a melee hero with specialization in two-handed weapons, having a high survival rate. They sweep right into the heart of battle, dealing a lot of damage to the enemies. Fighting in a group, they can support the allies in critical moments, restoring team members' health for a certain amount of time. Very interesting, like, you know, not like totally DPS, but still a bit like tanky, supporty, you know, something like that. It's pretty cool. The first spell they have is called, sorry, they don't have names, the spells, I keep saying that. The spells doesn't have names yet, but we know what they do. So the Q spell. Champion dashes to the target area and deals physical damage in the area in front of him. All enemies affected by this ability are slowed. Cast time is instant, the range is 4, and we have the damage to cast. Well, the damage, the mana cost below, and the cooldown is 12 seconds. Pretty cool, so every 12 seconds you can do a charge. Then we have the W spell. Champion throws their weapon in the target direction and deals physical damage to all enemy in its path. Pretty cool. It has a range on 7 meters, so that means basically if you're charging, you can also even throw your weapon at someone if you're close killing them. Instant cast time, and it has damage and cost below, and it only has 7-second cooldown. It's pretty cool. I like that. I really like that. Then we have the E spell. Champion shouts out and get buffed for 10 seconds, which increases their health and attack power. Enemies within a short distance from champion get reduced armor and magic resistance. It has an instant cast. The range is 3 meters. Then we can see how much it increases your health, attack power, and how much it reduces the armor and magic resistance on your enemies, and how much it costs, and it only has 20-second cooldown. So insane. I mean, very insane. So that basically means you can have this on for 10 seconds and then only have 20 seconds cooldown. That basically means you're only gonna have 20 seconds where you're not in rage all the time. Insane. Insane. I keep saying insane, but this Destroyer he's pretty insane. Then we have his ultimate. That's like his strongest ability, the R ability with the longest cooldown. Champion jumps to the target location and deal physical damage. In the place of landing, all enemies in the affected area are stunned. The cast time is instant, 6 meter range, damage, cost, and have a cooldown. So basically it seems like you have charge, you have jump, you have buff, and what was the last one? Well, charge, throw, buff, and jump. So that means you are going to be very mobility, like all over the map all the time, like jumping and all that. But you don't really have a spell that likes, you know, you don't have like an attack spell. You are very heavy on your auto attacks. You also have to. So this hero reminds me a lot about Tryndamere, you know, from League of Legends, because you're very auto attack based. but you have these cool ability that makes you stronger and so on. So I see some great Tryndamere potential here, you know, just saying to all you Tryndamere fans out there. He also have a special ability for each basic attack or use of an ability which hits the enemy champion gains, will hit enemy champions. The champion gains, that's you, 1% attack power. The buff stack up to 10 charges. When the maximum amount 10 charges is reached, the movement and speed is increased by 10%. The charge lasts 5 seconds and refreshes. Activation of this ability is available on 10 charges only, and champion starts to whirl, dealing physical damage with their weapon every 0.5 seconds to all nearest enemies during 1.5 seconds. After that, all empowered charges fall off. Oh my god, they actually have a 5th ability, the Destroyer. Guys, if you don't know what whirl means, this is basically a blade storm. So when you get up to 10 charges, you can either just keep a strong bonus attack power, or you can use your special ability and do a blade storm. I mean, wow, wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The next spec we're going to talk about is the Ranger. And yes, the warrior in this game is actually going to have a spec or mastery, which is like a hunter, you know, like a ranged spec. So if you know, you're like, oh, I don't want to be warrior because then I cannot do ranged damage. Well, you can now, because this is Corepunk. They are mixing the characters so much that you have different roles on each of the classes. It's pretty cool. So Ranger is a hero who uses a bow and arrows, toggling between 2 stances. They can choose to deal damage either to the target area or severely struck a particular target, being part of a group. Ranger can be the main source of dealing damage, but can also use crowd control to root and slow enemies. The first spell is the Q spell. Champion fires an arrow with a net in the target direction, which deals physical damage to the first enemy hit in its path, and to the first enemy hits in its path, rooting them. So you know, it roots and deals damage. The cast time is 0.2 seconds. It has a 10-meter range. That's a pretty long range. It has the damage below, the cost below, and it has 15-second cooldown. So pretty cool spell if you doing like 2v2 arena. One of them is like fleeing away. You could just like catch. You going with me? The next spell is the W spell. Champion chooses the target area, which for 2 seconds is attacked with hail of arrows, dealing physical damage. Once in a second. All enemies in this area are slowed. All allies in this area gain bonus movement speed. Pretty cool. Cast time is instant, range is 10 meters. We can see the damage below, the cost below, and the cooldown is 10 seconds. So basically, it's like a volley, you know, like in other games, volley, where you just like choose an area and it begins to rain with arrows. Pretty cool. Then we have this interesting spell, because this is like, depending, are you going to do single target damage or are you going to do multiple target damage? Champion can toggle between 2 stances. While in the first stance, champion basic attacks reduce the armor of target. The effect stacks up to 5 times. When switching to this stance, the next basic attack will reduce the target armor by 15. Cool. Basic attack deals less damage in the second stance, but will slow enemies. When switching to this stance, basic attacks will additionally deal damage to the 2 nearest target with on hit effect for 6 seconds. Okay, so yeah, basically a single target, a double target, but also when you're switching, you get this little bonus, you know, it's pretty cool. I like that. The cast time is instant, it will have the cost below, and cooldown is only 3 seconds. So every 3rd second you can like switch between them. Pretty cool. The R spell. Champion fires a volley of arrow in front of him, dealing physical damage to all enemies affected by the ability. Champion leaps 4 meters back. So basically you like, boom, you're like exploding arrows in front of you and jumping back. It's like disengage from World of Warcraft. Pretty cool. Cast time is instant, range is 5 meters, damage below, cost below, and the cooldown is pretty long. I mean, it is the ultimate spell. This is like the ult. This is the strongest spell you have. So that's basically why it's like an escape, and probably also deals pretty good damage. So I mean, that is crazy. Then we have the special ability. Champion's basic attack leaves arrow in enemies. Champion gain bonus attack speed for each arrow. The effect stacks 10 times. The special ability can be activated, which triggers an immediate explosion of all arrows stuck in enemies, dealing physical damage. The activation of the ability has 15-second cooldown. While the ability is on cooldown, Champion's basic attack don't leave arrows in enemies. That's pretty cool. So when you actually shoot at enemies, your arrows are gonna be stuck in the enemies, and it gives you bonus attack speed, but also you can trigger them so they explode. Pretty cool. I mean, okay. Then we have the last spec mastery in the champion class. It is the defender. You know, we always have the loyal warrior, the protection warrior in other games, you know, as our main tank. And here we have the defender, who maybe also could be the main tank of a raid or a guild. Defender is a tank who uses their sword and shield in a melee fight. They can withstand a lot of incoming damage and help reduce damage to their allies. While in a group, defender taunts enemies to make sure they are the ones taking the most damage and attack. The first spell we have is the Q spell. Champion empower their basic attack. An empowered basic attack during 7 seconds. An empowered basic attack during 7 seconds permits them to hit the target with a powerful strike, dealing physical damage. After this empowered strike, champion buffs themselves with reduced incoming damage by 3%. This effect lasts 10 seconds, stacks up to 5 times, and refreshes its effect period with each stack. So basically, when you use your Q spell, you deal damage, and then you get 3% less damage, you know, like an incoming. So you're buffing yourself with 3% less damage. And so you use your Q again, then it's 6, 9, 12, 15, and then on 15 it's gonna be stuck there, and every time you use your Q, it's gonna refresh the duration of the buff all the time. You can see the cooldown of the spell is 8 seconds. And we know, and this effect is 10 seconds. So that means every time it goes off cooldown the spell, you exactly have 2 seconds to use it again, so you can keep refreshing your buff. It's pretty cool. I mean, that means if you're using this spell correctly, you can keep up that minus 15% buff all the time. It's pretty cool. I mean, and also deals okay damage. I like it. Instant cast time, cooldown 8 seconds. I like it. Then we have W spell. Champion throws their shield in the target. If the shield hits the target, it bounces to the enemy several times, dealing physical damage. The first target hits by the shield is stunned. Cast time is 0.2 seconds, range is 7 meters. We have the damage to cost, and cooldown is 15 seconds. It's basically like the shield you throw as a protection paladin in World of Warcraft, except this one also stuns. So that's, I like that. But I'm also very curious to see if this is a spell that you just click on your target and then you use the spell, or if you actually have to, like, you know, which way are you gonna throw it? I mean, it really changes how hard this class is gonna be. The E spell. Champion jumps to the target location, dealing physical damage. Upon landing, taunt all enemies to attack him for 2 seconds. Insane. Imagine 10 zombies running at your group, going to kill the healer. You jump into them and taunt them all for 2 seconds. Voila. Cast time instant, range 6 meters. We have the damage below, really high damage. And then cooldown is only 12 seconds. I could see myself tanking as this guy. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. The last spell is for the defender is raise the shield, and for a short duration reflects all incoming damage back to an enemy. Champion is still able to move while reflecting the damage, preserving the type of reflected damage. Champion becomes immune to crowd control and damage. Wow. Champion becomes immune to crowd control and damage. They also create an area behind their back in which allies take reduced damage. Cast time is, well, you can either hold it up, you know, the stronger your spell, you know, you can see below, you can level up your spell like 4 times. First you can only hold it for 2 seconds, then 3, 4, and then 5 seconds. We have the mana cost, and the cooldown when you get it to maximum level is only 80 seconds. I could see this spell pretty useful in like a big massive PvP battle to like defend, help your team. The special ability of the defender is, well, champion gains bonus more armor and magic resistance for each enemy in 3 meters range around champion. Armor and magic resistance bonus amount to 5 to 10%. I'm pretty sure protection warriors in World of Warcraft have something similar. The more enemies around you, the better like tanky you get. I like that. I like that. I really like that. I really like that. So, thanks for watching, everyone. That was the champions, heroes, and masteries. We have talked about the champion now with all the 3 specs, and I'm actually surprised. The class seems more cool than I actually believed. The damage spec seems really cool, very mobile. The arrow spec is pretty cool, and the tanky one is really useful. I'm pretty sure everyone needs a champion tank in a group. I could see this. I could see this class as a potentially main class, but I'm not gonna say a main class yet because we have only seen 4 out of 12 classes, so we will have to wait, you know, more. But still, they're gonna give us 2 more classes very soon, and I will of course keep you all updated on this YouTube channel here. So you know, so whenever we get the news, I'll make sure make a video as fast as possible and update you guys and girls out there about the class. So thanks for watching, have a nice evening, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you in another video. Peace out, and yeah, I have a Corepunk t-shirt. No, it's not made by Artificial Core, it's something I bought myself just for fun. Just fun. Have a nice evening, peace out.